How has spam stayed so popular? Let's check it out. Thank you for 400 followers on Twitch. Spam. Now, spam I have never tried. But I've never seen these flavors though. They got a jalapeno, black pepper. They got a cheese flavor. But yeah, spam. Cheese flavor. But yeah, spam is like, yeah, spam's pork, right? Like I can't eat pork the best. I don't. My body doesn't tolerate it the best. My body doesn't tolerate any food the best, but I get nauseated when I eat pork. Unless it's pepperoni or bacon. I don't know. Anyways.
Spam is easily the most famous meat that comes in a can. Some find it a revolting
so cold.
pile of...
Yeah, dude, definitely have some sort of like... Look at it, dude. It looks like a pile of raw flesh, bro. It comes in a can, like... I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. I like chili. You can say the same thing about chili, how it looks out the can. Oh, for sure, for sure. So, I don't judge. Oh, thank you for the sub.
Sludge. Others swear by
Blech.
it as a delicious mealtime staple. But where did this mystery meat come from? And how has it stayed so popular? Today, we're uncovering
most mystery meat of them all.
the history of spam.
Pork with ham. 2 different kinds of pork in the ingredients list. Alright. Hey, if you're like keto or something, this that's all you, right, fam?
But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. And let us know in the comments below what other canned meats you would like to hear about.
Canned meats, okay. Review the chili. Like, make a video about chili.
Okay, time to pull open this tin of salty treats. And we don't need sardines.
They always make slides like this. And it's cool.
Back in the early 1900s, no one wanted to eat.
Got the fat back, the pork loin, the ham, the spare ribs, the bacon, the hock, picnic shoulder, the jowl. I got a jowl. And the pork shoulder.
Pork shoulder. It was tough and required a long...
That doesn't even look like... That looks like chicken, yo.
Long
looks like a rotisserie chicken.
time to cook. Plus, it's where the pigs tended to get their most ferocious tattoos. Nowadays, pork shoulder is a crock-pot staple, but slow cookers were still decades away. In the meantime, pork distributors had to find new and innovative ways to get people to buy this unappealing cut of meat. And J. Hormel,
Is that unappealing?
heir to the Hormel Company dynasty, was just the man for the job.
Wait, what part of the pork is it?
But before Jay was even a twinkle in his father's eye, his dad,
Whoa. Okay.
George Hormel,
I'm sort of like, yo, thank you.
was
Yo, what's up, Blinky?
learning the basics of meat. George dropped out of school at 13 and landed a Chicago meatpacking job. Because if we read Upton Sinclair's The Jungle correctly, nothing builds character like meat factory work. He took to the trade like a kid to a
Alright.
candy store. And over the next 14 years,
I want to get one of those hats.
he would travel all over the Midwest as he chased meaty job after meaty job. When
Alright, making an honest living. That's good, that's good.
George was 27, he decided to take charge and start a business of his own. He finally settled down in Austin, Minnesota in 1891.
Okay, this is way back then. I like the art style back then. What's good? How you doing, Cherry Man? So yeah, signs like that go for like a good amount of money.
Where he founded George A. Hormel and Company, a business that primarily packaged fresh pork. Jeez, let's hope it was primarily fresh. 1 year later, Jay Hormel was born. As his father's only child, Jay was later described as smaller, not particularly athletic.
If I had to come up that was described, this is all about it.
And somewhat erratic.
Erratic.
So, a theater kid.
Am I a theater kid, fam? If I wasn't, I kind of like am becoming that now, right?
After briefly attending Princeton before being called home
Sheesh. AAA University. All right.
by his father, Jay Hormel was sent to war in 1917. Historically speaking, this was a particularly bad time to be sent to war. Upon returning from Europe, Jay found his father's company in shambles.
What?
The assistant comptroller had embezzled over $1 million of the company's money, about
1 milli?
$20 million in today's currency, or about 5.6 million cans of Spam. And the company suddenly
Bear with me for the like random ad libs, okay? I'm formulating a good like response here, okay?
found itself broke. If they wanted to survive, they needed a sharp pivot. George and Jay took out a loan, fired all of the company's executives, and changed their business model. Instead of selling exclusively fresh pork, they would begin canning some of that sweet pig
Looks like turkey.
chowder so that they could sell it to a wider audience
Hormel flavor sealed ham. Look at all these things that probably don't really exist nowadays.
across the country.
I mean, there's probably some that have expired ham. It looks like bread in a can, really.
Thus, in 1926, the father-son pair created the nation's first canned ham. While Hormel Sr. was less enthusiastic about the venture, Jay went hog bonkers for the idea. That's the expression, right? Hog bonkers? The younger Hormel
I guess.
dropped $500,000
But yeah, never really been a fan of like these cold cut meats in a can.
marketing the new canned product. George's concerns were
Unless it's chili.
quickly allayed, though, and the gamble paid off. Their canned ham soon became a grocery store staple, and the business
The way they have their branding, it looks like almost like the inside of a melon or something.
was back on its feet, or hooves, you could say. They have a pig-based revenue stream. Hormel quickly went all in on their canned meat lineup. A year later, they introduced Spam's predecessor, the spiced canned ham.
Spiced ham. Alright, now we have the signature Spam can right there.
The following year, they even branched out into creating canned chicken products as well. Chicken breast in a can.
Who's not? Why is that not a thing now?
Wait to spread that on a cracker. Or however the hell you're supposed to eat it. George soon stepped back from managing the business, putting Jay in charge of the growth of their burgeoning canned pork empire. The Hormel Company's sales numbers slipped as the country entered the Great Depression. In fairness, everyone was pretty light on cash at the time. They were once more
Bro.
in need
I was like that for so many months.
of a company-wide
Thank you guys for helping me out.
pivot, and they found it in the scorned pork shoulder. Pork shoulder was dirt cheap because nobody wanted it. Jay Hormel decided to try and
Pork shoulder.
repackage it in a form that people
There's a theory that if you eat like the body part that the animal came from, it heals that body part. So if you eat the shoulder, it heals your shoulder. I can't verify that, but
would actually
it's a theory.
want to eat by mixing it with water, salt, sugar, potato starch, and sodium.
And if that's a true theory, it makes sense why they grind it all together in like some sort of like slop, I guess, for foods such as chicken nuggets. That way it like covers all bases, right?
Nitrate, he created an all-new product. It just needed a name. So, on New Year's Eve, Jay threw a party. Each of his 65 guests was given a blank slip of paper at the door. They were directed to write down a potential name for his new canned ham product. For each completed entry, the guest would be rewarded with an alcoholic beverage. According to Jay himself, it was by the third or fourth entries, and consequently by the third or fourth drinks, that the suggestions started getting good. It takes at least
Snap.
that long to weed out all the Porky McPorkface and Cam, the ham in a can suggestions. Kenneth Denyo, the brother of a Hormel Company
Brand name, right? They're coming up with.
vice president, came up with a name that would stick, both in our memories and presumably also to the wall, Spam. Well, Denyo was
Spam. It's a cool.
awarded
In today's day, that word is used like, you know, spam messages and stuff.
$100 for naming Spam. The word's meaning, or how he came up with it, is still hotly contested. Its all-caps packaging has led some to think it's an acronym, but even that's a matter of debate. Some say it stands for shoulder of pork and ham.
That's a good guess.
Wait, wouldn't that be SPA? Alternatively, it could stand for the considerably less appetizing, scientifically processed animal matter, which kind of sounds like an alien trying to describe taxidermy. Most commonly, though, Spam is thought of to be a portmanteau of the word spiced and ham.
Free meat. Oh snap! They got it in like the smaller cans. I don't think I've never seen it in the smaller can like that.
Regardless of what its name actually meant, Spam was set for distribution. And in the summer of 1937, it hit
2 for 29 cents. No Chef Boyardee. Was Spam before that? The way these price signs look, it reminds me of like an Erewhon or something. Like, I don't know.
U.S. markets for the first time.
Military staple.
J. Hormel captained Spam's launch, leaning into his previous strategy of mass marketing the new product with a steady stream of radio and magazine ads, spreading the word about the salty new delicacy.
Spam is that delicious meat originated and made only by Hormel.
And within 3 years of it hitting the market, over 70% of urban-dwelling Americans had given
See, I didn't really grow up with it. So it's not like, just not something I was really interested in. If you see a food you don't like, you know, you probably won't like it, right? Or you think you won't like it, you know?
Spam a try. Still, many suburban and rural consumers were wary of canned meat because they didn't believe
We have the meats.
that non-refrigerated meat could possibly be safe to eat. This is a healthy concern to have
That looks like an air fryer.
in the early 20th century. But fortunately for Hormel, the U.S. Armed Forces had no such reservations. World War II brought canned
U.S. Armed Forces make amazing MREs.
meat to the forefront of American life. The war is also notable for other reasons, but mostly the canned meat. By the war's end, over 150 million pounds of canned pork products had been purchased and distributed by the Army. That is a lot of cocktail weenies. Some soldiers said they were fed Spam up to 3 times a day during their deployment.
Yeah, if I was eating always the same meal, it's hard for me. I gotta switch it up, yo.
Needless to say, many GIs were thoroughly over canned pork products by the time they came home. And while Spam was just one of many pork luncheon products that the U.S. Armed Forces purchased, Spam's name recognition caused it to receive the brunt of the military's ire.
Chopped pork shoulder, water. Oh yeah, the nitrite.
All those radio
Still don't know what the nitrite is.
ads really did the trick. Popular
They don't call it natural flavoring, they just call it flavoring. What do they mean by flavoring, though?
military newspapers referred to it as meatloaf without basic training and said that Spam was the real reason war was happening.
I guess they're all for the simple, like, ingredients list back then. Now it's always natural.
Some even rebranded the beloved Uncle Sam character as the derisive Uncle Spam. Spam became so disliked that some soldiers found alternative uses for it, including using its grease to lubricate their weapons and to waterproof their boots, and to keep the enemy from coming within smelling distance from the
Yeah, that's a good idea.
sound of it. Other nations were a little more grateful for Spam. Russia's Nikita Khrushchev said in his biography that Spam was what kept the Russian army from starving after the German devastation of Russian and Ukrainian agriculture. And many Russians came to refer to Spam as Roosevelt sausage. Hopefully that's a nickname.
Wait, they rebranded it? So it's not known as Spam. They always do that, though.
And not what they thought was in it. In Italy and England, Spam even became a sort of currency that could be traded for all sorts of favors, ranging from manual labor to, shall we say, romantic dalliances. Still, the Hormel company was worried that war-fatigued U.S. veterans would want nothing to do with their product upon returning home, which was probably true. They braced themselves for financial collapse at the close of World War II. Fortunately for them, there seemed to have been a silent but loyal contingent of Spam-obsessed soldiers who brought their secret love of Spam home to their families. For many of those households, Spam soon shifted away from being a dinnertime centerpiece.
Those look like hash browns. They're so similar.
And instead became
Just a bunch of Spam on that dish.
a steady occupant of a breakfast side plate, like bacon or sausage, or those 2 slices of toast that no.
Yo, but that right there, like the butter in the cup right there is very, very good.
Nobody ever eats.
Spam goes Hawaiian! Yeah. But yeah, they totally look like hash browns, man.
During the war years,
There's like a machine you could like put it in. It'll turn the Spam into a hash brown. There isn't one like that, there will be.
The U.S. government's distrust of Japan and of Japanese Americans led to the banning of deep-sea fishing off the coasts of Hawaii. Boat traffic coming in and out of the islands was viewed as a potential national security threat, so they placed heavy restrictions on who could come and go. This led to a shortage of fresh fish, and canned meat became the only way many
Looks like gravy on the sides there, isn't it?
Hawaiians could get good protein into their diets,
Fully cooked, ready to eat. Enjoy hot or cold.
unless they started eating quinoa. And
Quinoa.
who wants to-
I still don't know how it tastes. Well, you can just eat like a bowl of quinoa? Nah, that's like a topping for your hamburger bun, right?
do that. It wasn't long before Spam became a local commodity, and Hawaiian residents were quick to incorporate Spam into traditional Hawaiian, Japanese, and Korean dishes. This led to the creation of Spam musubi, a Hawaiian take
Yeah,
on onigiri that wraps together cooked Spam with rice and a piece of nori.
a machine to like shape the Spam. Okay.
There was also Spam fried rice, Spam wontons, and a dish called Spam loco moco, which is a Hawaiian dish that traditionally
Okay. I like what they do with the rice, the egg,
contains white rice,
gravy maybe?
hamburger, and fried egg, topped with brown gravy, and Spam.
Gravy, oh snap, gravy plus rice?
Today, the average Hawaiian eats almost 4 pounds of Spam per year, more if there were any contests.
It's not even that much.
That's almost
4 per year, bro?
7 million cans per year. There's even an annual Spam festival in Honolulu. It's called the Waikiki Spam Jam, and it boasts dozens of Hawaiian vendors, along with live
Snap, yo.
music and in-costume Spam mascots. Listen, they are really into Spam down there. Meanwhile, in the mainland,
Hey, that could be said. I'm sure Hawaiians get angry about or like potato chip or like hot Cheeto obsession, right?
USA, Spam underwent an entirely different post-war transformation. After Spam was demoted to a mere breakfast
With the Spam plus waffles, guys?
side, the Hormel company upped its game. Jay, crazy like a canned fox Hormel, lent his golden touch to one final marketing campaign,
Wait, Hormel has the chilies as well, right?
ordering the hiring of 60 talented female World War II veterans. Dubbed the Hormel Girls, the women would sing songs about Spam products.
Pie, pie, tater pie, P-I-E-E-I-P pie. Eeper, iper, pass beach piper, we just love that tater pie.
And travel the nation to compete in local music competitions and participate in small-town parades. They even launched their own radio show called Music with the Hormel Girls, which was the 4th highest-rated show for the year 1953. It was really good, or there wasn't a lot to do back then. Jay Hormel passed away in 1954, but his strategy and legacy would pay off and grow Spam's
That's like society the business, basically. So shout out.
reputation throughout the rest of the decade. And in 1959, Spam sold its billionth can.
Shout out Spam for the billionth can. Let's go.
Spam's growth continued into the 1960s as many Americans became more comfortable with processed meat products and began
Now they're going through the adding every freaking flavor phase, which is that means the product is at it's a healthy point because they could just experiment with all these different flavors and stuff.
incorporating them into daily life. The spreadable can of
At that point, I don't think they're that worried about bankruptcy, right?
former pig was finally getting the respect it
Is that melted cheese on that dish?
deserved. But unfortunately for Hormel, Spam's hot streak was about to hit a speed bump in the form of a surrealist English comedy troupe. Monty Python's Flying Circus began airing on the BBC in the first half of the 1970s. The show is a well-loved cult classic, and its cast members have become comedy icons in the decades since. One of the group's most famous sketches takes place in a diner that sells nothing but Spam, to the growing frustration of a bewildered customer.
Spam restaurant. They should probably open one, maybe in Hawaii.
Spam, bacon and spam.
Why do we not have one an actual Spam restaurant yet? I don't know.
Also, there's Vikings. It's a weird show. Spam quickly became the butt of a global joke. The company tried to course correct by leaning into their earlier marketing strategies and shutting down any attempts to mock their products. They even sued the Muppets over their character. But Jim Henson Productions ultimately won out. Quick tip, if you're trying to repair your public image, maybe don't sue the Muppets. But things can always
They got beef with the Muppets?
get worse. The rise of the internet saw the rise of spam emails, a
There we go. That's how I know. Spam branded emails.
derogatory term
Maybe that's why I kind of don't like spam. It's just like the conditioning, because it's associated with like these email, but there's a spam like section in your email box. I forget exactly what they call it, but you know what I mean.
for unwanted messages, named after Hormel's product. With that, there was no longer any use fighting against the widespread bad vibes surrounding spam.
You know, I guess we really need to be with the joke.
So they put out an official statement that acknowledged and embraced the unstoppable connection drawn between unwanted
See, he has that chili brand, yo. That's so cool. Excuse me.
emails and
And Skippy peanut butter.
spam's canned meats. Hormel only asked that people refrain from using all capital letters when talking about spam emails. Wait, spam is supposed to be all caps? They even went on to sponsor Monty Python's
So when I grew up and never tried spam, I never tried it either.
2005 musical Spam-A-Lot, and presumably sent the
I probably tried it accidentally and I didn't like it.
Muppets an apologetic note and an edible arrangement of spam. Rolling with the punches seems to have paid off. In recent years, spam has grown bigger than ever before. Spam has now seen year-over-year sales growth
And it's a staple in the community. Skippy or Jif? Oh, they're kind of the same. I'll go with the crunchy Skippy and the regular with Jif.
for nearly a decade and has expanded its product line to include a multitude of flavors and styles, like teriyaki, hot and spicy,
I've never seen these in the store though. I guess where I live, it's not that in demand.
hickory smoke,
Hot and spicy flavor.
and oven roasted turkey. Wait, is it turkey flavored spam or actual turkey? Well, not actual turkey. So crack open a tin and grab yourself a fork because there's a spam for every mood. There was even a limited edition pumpkin spice spam. For those days when you really
They should make candles. I'll get a spam candle, yo. They got weird history food in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, press the join button. My father came home from World War II saying that spam was the only food they got that could be trusted to be good. Alright. Well, thank you for watching, fam, and I'll see you next one.